Hi, I'm Dave from Calvary Church Ballina. Thank you for joining me for a short reflection on chapter 11 of Gentle and Lowly, and it's a chapter about the emotional life of Christ. During the recent school holidays, my family really enjoyed watching the Star Wars movies, finishing watching all of them, and we enjoyed it. Episode 1 or 2 I could take or leave, but by and large we really enjoyed it. But one thing I noticed as we were watching it was one of the values of the Jedi, and that is that they saw emotions, love and anger and attachment to this world as a weakness that allowed the dark side to have a foothold. And so for them, it was a weakness. And it was an interesting thought because I think it borrows very heavily from Buddhism. See, in Buddhism, nirvana, perfection, is a state of being so unattached to this world that nothing can get to you anymore. You feel no more pain or sorrow or anger because you've somehow risen above it. Emotions are seen as nothing but a weakness to overcome. But that's not the picture we're given in the Bible. And certainly it's not the picture we're given of Jesus. Chapter 11 goes into how in Christ we have someone who, well, God became flesh in every way. He became one of us. And so he took on not just the appearance of a man, but our human emotions as well. But unlike us, his emotions are completely untainted by sin. He's perfect in every way. And so while we feel love and anger, they're always corrupted in some way, often by our own selfishness. But for Jesus, there was all of the emotions, but none of the corruption, none of the tainted aspect of it. And we're given this picture then of Jesus feeling compassion with such a depth because he's completely untainted. He didn't just do acts of compassion. He wasn't unattached as he wandered around and saw hurting people around him. No, we're told again and again and again in the gospel stories that he was moved by compassion. John 11, chapter 33 says, when he saw her weeping and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. Deeply moved and greatly troubled. And it's not just Jesus's compassion that we see, we also see his anger at times. And again, it's not just a moodiness in him, and it's not just two opposites that need to be held in tension and balanced out. No, the writer tells us that both Jesus's compassion and his anger spring from the same perfect emotions. A compassionless Christ could never have gotten angry at the injustices all around him, the severity and human barbarity, even that flowing from the religious elite. No, compassion and indignation rise together in Jesus' soul. It's the Father who loves his daughter most, whose anger rises most fiercely if she is mistreated. And then over on page 111, we're told this: while Christ is a lion to the impenitent, that is, to those who proudly refuse to come to him, who don't see their own sinfulness and need for salvation. He is a lion in his anger towards them, yet he is a lamb to those who are penitent, to those who humbly come, who are reduced, who are open, who are hungry, who are desiring and confessing and self-effacing. To them, he is gentle as a lamb. Now, last week I gave you a challenge to read through the Gospels. I repeat that challenge to you because I think as you do that, you'll see a Jesus who is utterly one of us, became one of us, and yet is completely perfect in his emotions. And he is a Jesus that is full of compassion and gentleness. Put simply, he is a Jesus worth knowing. Thanks for your time. I'll see you next week as we look at chapter 12. Thanks. Bye.